Again, like I'm slightly worried about the lane setup because this is Pudge plus Luna. This is your typical pub lane. Oh, both teams do have Observer Ward on the high ground, so one should get dewarded. Carlo does have Sentry available.
You farm or me?
Oops, was that me?
Pudge Luna
Was
lane.
that me?
Immediate deward. Got a bit of money in the pockets of Execration. And they're all up here. 4 heroes ready to fight. Level 1 Dispose, Loosen Beam, and I can't click Tino, he's in the middle of 5 heroes. Sell Assumption, of course. Hook. Misses. Pretty close to catching Jakiro there, but Pichu, even the big old dragon, moves away.
Banged out where he thinks the ward is. Let's see if he commits with Sentry. Because he thinks that they caught a glimpse of him. Seems like these bottom runes are gonna belong to Aster. Top ones to Execration. Palos. Can't really go for another hook.
Wander down to that lane. Where's Carlo going? He's got a sentry. Yeah, he places it. Doesn't find the observer ward while Pichu does get the radiant one. 101 gold. Easy money for the Jakiro. So Tango's Mango is going to come out, help sustain that lane, keep Monet in fighting shape against a Visage and a Marcy. Things can get nasty pretty quickly. Also going to block up the large camp there as well, make sure they don't get any of those big pulls off. Of course, our eyes firmly affixed to that mid lane. XWY against Bob. Storm versus Batrider.
Eating the branch already. This is where you start to play aggressive as a Batrider. You use pretty much all of your mana, stick in a palm charges, try to deal as much damage as you can. Storm Spirit XWI seems like he knows the matchup, pops the stick immediately, wants to replenish his mana, and will be going for Boots of Speed as his first item, something that he wanted to go for in the previous game as well, after picking up the bottle to be able to run away, and now he pushes the lane, sitting at really nice CS, 5 and 3 against 1-1 on Batrider, who needs the CS underneath the tower. Not that easy stats for Batrider to do.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 waves in a row as well. The second one's going to come under tower. Not easy, and a deny from XWY there as well, making it even harder. Well, down that bottom lane, Carlo and Palos. This Pudge Luna lane. Definitely excited to see what they get up to. Pudge at 4-0. XXS 5 and 3. So far, so good for Aster. And they're going to have some pretty juicy damage once they get their levels up. With this minus armor from the Swarm, the summons from XXS. Now, Luna does naturally have high armor, but Pudge does not. So Palos got to be pretty careful with how aggressively he plays with his Rot, how low he drops his HP down to.
Boboka does have 8 tangos available on his Weaver, so I don't think I've seen anyone hold more than 6 tangos. Now he does have 7, kills the sentry ward. Let's see what he decides to get on level 2. It's going to be Geminate attack, so some extra harassment coming out from him. XXS this time around, adjusting his build, going for Boar level 1. He knows that these 2 heroes can't really kill the Boar. We talked about Luna, her bad range, 330. Pudge does have 280, which is pretty nuts, so.
Ah, but Lacoste, he can hook the Boar. He's just never going to see
Oh,
it.
yeah. Big commitment, 110 mana to kill the Boar. It's really not worth it.
Yeah, just like a little bit of micro from XXS is going to put it out of harm's way anyway. Not worth the difficulties you'll face. Yeah, good lane position there from Aster. Wave in front of their tier 1. Both top and bottom, so XXS and Monet in these side lanes getting a free farm basically under very little harassment from Execration so far. I was expecting a bit more aggression from that top lane out of Execration. And Marcy and Visage, now they hit level 2. I guess they're waiting for 3 before they're really going to hit their stride. I mean, is Jakiro just too tanky to go on?
He's very difficult to kill. This hero has 700 HP, level 1. Just 1 stats, 760 on level 2.
Then having attack speed slow against the Visage. Tino's just never hitting him.
Same goes for Shanks. If they try to go on Jakiro, Monet will get a return kill. Now, especially when he's level 3, so has a point in every ability. And you don't want to give early Agi to Slark for sure. Like, these trade kills are not worth it in the lane. So all they want to do is keep farming, get those levels. Dino in the previous game struggled a little bit finding levels at the early start. Like he was level 4 almost 9 minutes into the game.
Oh, that's great for Aster as well. This Weaver able to Shikuchi out of lane and guard the rune. Allows Storm to take the top one. Weaver takes the bot. So Batrider actually has to walk to base to refill. Now this gives XWY complete freedom to continue in that mid lane, free farming. We do see Shanks wander over to get the bounty rune top. But it feels like Aster just have complete control over the lane equilibrium. Everywhere you look, they've got farm under tower. They're protected. They're still pressuring the enemy heroes. They're not really having to do anything drastic. They're just the lane setups they've got, the heroes at their disposal, doing very well naturally. Carlo will come in behind, get a courier snipe. So a little going the way of Execration there. But it feels like this build-up of net worth is just advancing for Aster.
Let's see if this time around Carlo goes into enemy triangle again and blocks the camps. Boboka will be more annoying this time around. Shikuchi level 1, not the best ability. Before, during the prime time of position 4 Weaver, you had, I believe, 12 seconds on level 1 Shikuchi. Now it's 15. So very difficult. XXS.
We get the swarm out. This is the thing, Palos, that swarm goes on him. He's had to buy chainmail and ring of protection just to defend himself against the swarm and the boars. Knowing how much damage he can actually take. It's definitely not an easy task getting in on top of this Beastmaster and the Weaver. It's going to be a very quick Helm of the Dominator for XXS. And Pudge is a hero that can farm jungle decently, right? But he wants to be in the lane, gathering his items and just being a big boy in front of his towers. Not sure he can do that this game.
Both safe laners kind of want to take these early fights, get the flash heap going, essence shift as well. But it seems like the game is pretty slow. And Boboka with another rotation gets bounty rune, observer ward will get denied there. Palos, I see Aghanim Scepter queued up by him. Sometimes you need a cloak. You also don't have Ring of Health early on, so you might struggle in the lane. He's bringing some... What is he bringing? Just a phase boots for now. Carlo will be feeding him tangos. I think it's time for them to start playing a bit more aggressive, especially now that Palos used his hook.
Yeah, getting on top of them. I'm trying to loosen beam the boars. Oh yeah, Palos with no hood, no vanguard or anything. Relying on this magic wand with 14 charges. His first blood is there for Monet. Bottom lane though, Palos just getting whacked around. The swarm
16
does
one
get
charges
removed
on
from him. And he's got those one charges. Even TPing the bat down here. But Bob will cancel. Monet with first blood. One opponent anti-stack on him, killing off the Visage. And XWY dipping back into the jungle. Execration suffering across the board. What does Palos do at this point? He's on 200 HP. Do you just go home? Do you bring a salve?
2 points in Flesh Heap might stick around. I don't see anything on Luna that can feed him regen. XWY? I was thinking about Lasso, but I'm not sure if you're getting the kill there anyway. So now, Storm Spirit, I believe he bought the bottle for him. So no, he didn't. Doesn't have bottle yet. Has 700 gold saved up. We'll buy it now.
There we go.
It's almost impossible to play Storm Spirit without a bottle.
Yeah, you want to be controlling those runes. Especially now we get into 8 minutes. I'm wondering if he was going to go Falcon Blade as well. Might just be a casual Sage's Mask. But Falcon Blade has been a pretty important pickup on these storms. See what XWI decides to go for.
I love Falcon Blade, Witchblade, Kaya. These 3 items, especially, like, he might get Lincoln Sphere later down the line, so he can't be eaten by Pudge or lassoed. I don't think he's going to go for all 3 items that I mentioned. We'll have to see how his game develops, but I think you don't need a BKB in this game early on. Like, you can afford to be greedy, go for, like, 4th item BKB, I would say.
Yeah, just go for scaling, go for stats.
Unless you die twice. Then you swap your whole item build, and you're like, well, now I need it. Can't really do much.
You get chain disabled, like lasso into dismember, into dispose and rebound. You're like, okay, screw this. Familiar's landing on your head.
Tino again, level 4, 9 minutes
Yeah.
into the game. And Monet, level 6.25. They can't fight. Like, they have no damage whatsoever. Shanks.
They're getting caught out. And Storm, decent zip over, will find the kill on Marcy. So now up to the second anti-stack for Monet Slark. And whenever Marcy's out of lane or dead, Tino just can't be there. Has to go into jungle just to try and get closer to level 6. We might see a similar thing happen again where he sits mid.
XXS does have his stacks open, so he's going to be farming the jungle. Bob making a first rotation with Boots of Travel.
I would have loved that to be actually stacked. Try and steal it away from the Beastmaster. Just a single ancient camp there. But they'll bring Baboka back across. Attempting to get closer with the Roar available to them. But Bob is flapping his wings and flying away. Swarm gives a little bit of intel there to Aster, knowing there's a couple of heroes up the high ground, so they don't move too far forward. And instead, angle back towards mid, where Tino is level 5, trying to gather his 6, but he's going to get zipped on. In comes Pichu and Baboka. Take down Tino, delay this Visage and his timing. And this seems to be the crux of the matter. Now, Tino, in the games where Execration have looked good, Tino's had a good time. Hit level 6, around 6-7 minutes, had the familiars ready. And in these past 2 games, 10 minutes in, he's level 5. He's bought the tome.
Yeah, also looking at his item build, not a big fan of Arcane Boots. It's fine if you're dominating the matchup, but being level 5 Visage with 900, 800 mana pool doesn't really do much. You're not using Soul Assumption. You might be using Grave Chill, but all you need is Ring of Basti pretty much for this type of sustain.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's a knock-on effect, because we had a couple of times in game 1 where he was close to, getting a double kill, but he was just short on mana to get Soul Assumptions off. And now he's gone the complete opposite way. He's got Mangoes and Arcane Boots, making sure he can always get some spells out in the last moments of a fight.
You're going to be farming jungle. You won't be able to lane, so these Arcane Boots, not a real value that you get from the item. Shanks, also level 5, because your offlaner bought the tome. Luna, also level 5. Can't really make moves with these 2 heroes being level 5, so they need to play slow game one more time. Bob, on a Batrider, can TP help people on the side lanes? Looking at Paulus, he's doing okay. Paulus, just 2 components away from his Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah,
Didn't die a single time, considering what he's playing into. I think that's a great success.
Yeah, he's towed the line a couple of times. Being close to death, but 0-0-0. Doing very well for himself. And Execration really just looking for those timings. Boots of Travel, BKB Batrider, Aghanim's Pudge should coincide quite nicely. But Aster always feeling that little bit stronger coming out of this laning stage. Going to make the smoke move down bottom. Zip in onto Palos, get the swarm on him. And XXS doesn't even need to spend the Roar or anything. A pretty simple takedown there to delay the Pudge's item progression now. And this is where that Helm Creep comes in with some impact to push out the tier 1, close the map in around them. So you're going to have 3 heroes, Bat, Pudge, and the Visage, all really scrambling towards their first key item, having a much smaller portion of the map to farm in.
While Monet's farming in the jungle, and he's also farming with double damage. Look at the triangle of observer wards that they have around area to see any kind of aggression that they trying to throw at Monet. They also can't really lock him down. They don't have that instant stun. Before Batrider gets a blink, it's going to be a really long time. In success now, looks very dead.
Yeah, Palos gets the kill on him. Monet was attempting top to go in onto Tino, causing a bit of chaos there for the Visage. But yeah, you're right. That triangle of wards is like, where's the Batrider? Where is Bob? Is he coming top? No. Nobody's here. Monet, very happy, safe and sound.
Pay attention. All those players out there. Slark gives you gold. You buy him a couple of sentries. He's holding 2 sentry wards that Pichu bought for him.
Some free money.
Yeah, exactly. Free money.
It feels good as a support. Investing.
Still great timing. He's the most farm hero in the game. Aghanim Scepter is done.
Well, Lasso there on the Jakiro. Again, a contest into the Dire Ancients. Shanks and Carlo joining up with Bob to steal a couple of stacks here. Quite a fair amount of money there to be grabbed up by the Batrider.
Dire's bottom tower
Let's see if Aster want to try and defend it, because Baboka goes in with a swarm.
One versus three.
Just the Weaver, yeah. All on his own, he's zoning away, but the arrival XWY will get in onto the bat. The hook across, grabs the storm, but he zips away. No dismember now, trying to jump away. Shanks, he rebounds over the top of Palos, but Palos, I don't know if he can run fast enough. The movement speed advantage, and now the Tumbler's toy gets him a bit of distance, but Monet and Baboka here will get in there.
Can't deny himself.
Can't
yeah,
deny
we
with the
removed
rot
that
anymore.
6 years ago. But Baboka getting a triple kill. He invades enemy triangle instantly. They do have Hawk there. So he goes in. He understands that there's no lasso. Very limited amount of lockdown that they have. And I also want to see what the item build is going to be. I think Baboka, knowing Baboka, it's going to be Maelstrom. Gleipnir.
Oh, yeah?
Just straight up Gleipnir.
That'd be great. Yeah, Baboka started that fight 1v3, and he comes out with the triple kill. He killed 3 of them.
He's
Some
thinking.
nutty stuff.
1,800 gold saved up. My man, he loves to carry the games by himself. Whenever he plays Enchantress, you know that he's going to be up there with the damage.
And Dragonlance Aghanim Scepter. Push it out. I will see what he gets up to. And is Aghanim Scepter here on the Weaver still a potential? It's just not a hero I've seen that. Oh, he's going to go back in onto Tino. Just getting across the map so quickly. Zipping forward, XWY running out of mana, dismembered up and killed. Carlo and Palos, they're there to help Tino. Even in his dying breath, they trade him out for the storm. And Bob is hunting for Baboka. No time lapse, but he's got Shikuchi, level 4. As they do get a grab onto Pichu. Jakiro dragged back in by the meat hook.
Monet still does not want to join these early fights, even though he does have Echo Saber. We'll disassemble it. So he's just 1,000 gold away from his Ags. And then he can use that Oblivion Staff. Get Mage Slayer. You are playing against Batrider, Pudge, Visage. It's all magical damage. You want to tank up as well. Might get a BKB afterwards, so you might still go for another Echo Saber and then disassemble again. We'll see if he decides to go for it. This is also very late tower take. 16 minutes into the game from Execration.
Yeah, with a Visage as well. Spent most of his time in that mid lane just trying to get level 6. Finally takes down the safe lane tier 1. And there's the Witchblade on XWY, and he is opting for that BKB. Try and give him a bit more protection against all this magic damage from Execration. Purge starting to close in on his as well. Cleared out a pretty big ancient stack just now. And a hook on a catapult there to clear it out. But this is definitely one of the difficulties against the Beastmaster. He's taken over complete control of that bottom jungle. Batrider not even feeling safe to play out into the lane bot, knowing how quickly Aster can strike from across the map.
We've seen Beastmasters being on top of the network, especially Tundra. Whenever they play at 33, like, he's always there. They know how to play with the hero. Bob, he's inside the trees trying to hide. Has lasso available, but needs some kind of a backup. Shanks, he's coming.
But now Bob is going to get gone on by the Beastmaster and Jakiro. They've got the Vortex to grab him. The Roar not coming fast enough. Ice Path there, clipping in onto Shanks with a bit of damage over the top, but XXS is the one to die first. XWI out of mana completely now, and Palos coming in from the left-hand side. They kill off the Black Dragon to save up Shanks, and they've caught out the Storm. 2 core kills, and Execration defend that bottom jungle. It felt like it wasn't safe, but Slark and Weaver just didn't come.
Aster was not on the same page. They did not want to commit. Also, Ice Path misses because it's only level 1 pull. And there's my answer. I was wondering what Baboka is going to go for. Deso, Weaver, position 4. It's going to be great timing on it. Like 19 minutes into the game. Step aside, XWY. If you're not having that good of a game, I will take over, says Baboka.
Wait, we have a Slark in this game? He's our carry? No, I don't think so. The Weaver's here now. Oh, that's hilarious. You were not wrong. He does like to carry these games on his own. I think back to his old Monkey King days, buying Orchid first item and stuff like that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Big fan of that. Pretty good up against this bat, this punch, if they can push that physical damage in with the Beastmaster and the Slark. Monet is being hunted, but he's a Slark against the Batrider, so as soon as he sees that sticky napalm, he's Dark Pacting and pouncing away with his Aghanim Scepter. Start to grab some tier 2 items as well, as XXS wanders up top. no longer playing solely down in that bottom lane and the jungle. He's got himself a big old Thunderhide to clap on over and maybe catch out Shanks here. A long ball in. They kept the vision on him, and Marcy dispatched with quickly.
They could go for Roche, I think, with Deso, with Beastmaster Vlad's aura. Storm is a bit low on mana. There's also a tier 1 tower there, so they might take it first and then try to go for it, because they've been going back and forth a couple of times, and now they decide to go. Seems like Aster is just, like, in terms of decision-making, it's not as crisp as it was before, but they also planted 2 observer wards. They do have Hawk scouting things out. They see Carlo moving, and with the damage from this Deso, they do have enough. Monet will pick up Aegis. Level 11, we were about to be level 12. Also
nice.
Finds Grobo. Like, he actually wants to carry the game.
Yeah,
look what he has queued up. Braid Band, getting that 25-minute mark.
Yeah, he's gonna carry. So far, I mean, game 1, game 2 included. Okay, it's not been as crisp, but it still feels like that flow of the game, almost systematic from Aster, being quite patient, waiting for the item timings, and Execration are, kind of attempting to do a similar kind of thing here, along with this Pudge and Batrider. But we've got this Bat BKB Boots of Travel, and Bob hasn't really found any openings. It's been difficult for him to really latch onto a target because there are so many counters to him. Countered by Storm in lane, Slark is there, Weaver is untouchable, and Baboka, like you've been saying, is just an absolute menace in every single position he puts himself in.
If you check Bob, his score is 5 out of 6 kills involvement, which is not too bad. It's coming down, like, Luna's involved in 6 kills, but most of these kills were coming from the lane or like the smoke type of a play. So he's level 10 on Luna, which is okay. The problem is, how do they start a fight? They will need a Blink Dagger on Bob, and he's going for it. Usually Batriders don't like to pick up Blink Dagger, but they do lack initiation, and Bob understands it, unless they can land some really big hook. Now they just smoked underneath the ward.
Yeah, Aster knows exactly what's up. They're placing their own high ground vision, getting themselves onto high grounds, sending Hawks out, scouting Execration, and even scanning on top of them as well. Jakiro's courier flies right over the top, and in comes Monet, straight towards Carlo. Slark, oh, the hook back. Paolo saves the Luna, and they do lasso Monet, but he's got himself inside the Shadow Dance, and off he pops while XWY zips in. Shanks and Carlo in trouble now. 2 supports trapped down in the river. Not a safe place to be.
Not sure what the play there was. Going for Slark, who has Aegis. They commit with lasso. They use Luna ulti. Slark's way too tanky. He's holding on to Mage Slayer. So right now his magic resistance is almost 50%. It's 43, I like to round down the numbers.
It's through the roof.
Also having Depth Shroud as well. So he can save himself. He can save the heroes. This game could go really bad real quickly. I think we're also reached that point already, because they didn't manage to group up. Tino is just farming on Visage, buying these aura items. Guardian Greaves is done. Going for the pipe next, but you can control Slark, you can control Storm Spirit.
Yeah, this was kind of the follow-on to the point I was making about Aster and, patience in game 1, patience here in game 2. It feels like Execration are frantic. They're trying to find these openings where they're not really coinciding with item timings, or really feeling comfortable in who they're going on, where they're going to, and how they're going about it. What's the answer from Execration? Do you want to see them play more aggressively in the early stages of the game, where was the laning stage, was that meant to go better for them?
They do focus on the lane stage, but Luna, Pudge, it's just not the lane you want to see. Like, most of the time when Pudge is picked, you see him paired up with Crystal Maiden, so that you have some kind of a setup for your hook. Lucent Beam is just not that spell. And also 2 supports, 4 Marcy, 5 Luna. Can't really make rotations, can't play together. Tino was the one who bought the book, so level 6 came in really late for both support. Like, even if you get level 6 on Luna, it doesn't really matter. It's not that Snapfire type of a hero that's gonna go in, land the Mortimer's Kisses, have high impact. They want to retake the outpost. That's all they can do for now.
Still aiming for the later timings. Batrider, you mentioned, involved in 5 of the 6 kills, but they happened quite some time ago, 10, 15 minutes ago. Hasn't found the impact he would have liked. But once they get these double blinks up... Oh, Paulus trying the hook there. Good attempt, but Monet pouncing far away with his Aghanim Scepter. Now, once we get these double blinks up, the Pudge and the Batrider, Should both have that maneuverability to really pick and choose the fights they go for, maybe get the catches that snowball the fights for them. Something they are adept at doing here with the auras out of their visage. They can, get a kill, extend the fight out, maybe force some buybacks. It's about the vision and the jump right now for them.
Execration also doesn't have hero to defend the tower with, so the tower's gonna drop. 25 seconds until Aegis is gone, so Monet might go Madman mode, just blink in.
Yeah, I mean, they lasso the Beastmaster, but in comes Monet and XWY. Tino drops, dismembers there onto Baboka's Weaver. Monet inside, all this damage spilling onto the Slark. Is Pichu in trouble as well? Palos Pudge coming in hot, doing some big work there around their tier 2 top. Monet's gonna TP away, as is XWY.
This Blink Dagger from Batrider paying off. They do manage to lock down Beastmaster. They take away a lot of their damage. There is not going to be a Primal Roar. Doesn't even get a BKB off. This was freshly bought BKB from XXS, and the Monet couldn't really fight into it. Needs that BKB so that he can sustain himself, get on top of Pudge, and start right-clicking him down.
Yeah, who was doing all that damage to Monet? Was it just Rot?
It was Rot, yeah. He didn't feel too comfortable getting close. Like Beastmaster, look at the damage recap. You have 100 damage from Beastmaster, 400 from both supports. So not that much, and Pudge almost 4,000 damage in the previous fight.
X, I watched the Slark pounce back in. He was inside his own teammate's macro power and was like, wait, that's not doing the damage. Just standing next to Pudge. Rot's doing 80% of the Slark's HP in just a matter of seconds. And Baboka with this very squishy build. We were praising him for the Deso. Moved into Medallion after the Wraith bans. Needs that BKB to be able to stand his ground and actually fight and square up against some of these Execration heroes.
It's a really greedy build. I think we've all been in this situation where you, like, all right, I'll take over the game. I had such a great start, and after picking up that triple kill, Baboka wants to be the carry. He even bought a second Wraith ban just now.
Yeah, stacking up the stats. A good showing from Execration, though.
Level 10, didn't even pick up 9 strength, instead decided to go for Shikuchi damage. This is extremely great. This is like 10 out of 10.
Big greed. Aster do have vision over Execration right now with a Hawk. And they'll smoke to try and play into that enemy triangle again. And this is Deja Vu just pummeling their heads into the enemy ancient spot. And they see Tino. Pretty good target to get in on top of, but the lasso's there, catching the storm. He did get off his BKB, but Tino's dead immediately. Now the roar, and Shanks gets shredded. Carlo and Bob on the runaway. And come out with the Eclipse, but Monet and XWY not too bothered about it. Hook across Monet, but in the end, Carlo still dies. A double kill for the Storm. No Roshan to be claimed, but another statement of intent there from Aster, playing aggressively and forcing Execration back.
If they're the ones getting the jump, they are the one controlling the fight. Storm Spirit this time around gets a zip. They have the follow-up with the Ice Path Macropyre. And I think XXS maybe is stuck in the previous game. He saw Marcy jumping in, and he's like, well, I need to roar her.
Yeah.
Because she popped the BKB, you hear this unleashed sound. She just straight up dies. The right clicks from Slark and Weaver. So might save it for a Batrider. I'm not sure if he lost the vision on a Batrider. But somehow Shanks, he did manage to farm a BKB, also holding on to Brigand's Blade. So it's a ton of damage. Like, this hero does scale so well as a position 4 once you get the BKB, Phase Boots, and the Basher. We'll see how much he's going to be able to farm in the next couple of minutes. Yeah,
especially with that level 4 sidekick on the Familiars. Definitely some surprise physical damage coming out of Execration in these team fights. And a long old Roche respawn, almost max.
There's no one to use Sidekick on. Pudge doesn't benefit from it, and neither does Batrider, so you most likely want to use it on Familiars.
It has to be right. And there's nobody else that really utilizes it. Well, here we are again. Aster on the high ground, in the enemy Ancients. Pressing and pushing into top and mid.
They don't want to go in and siege. They don't have the heroes for it. Maybe Beastmaster, maybe like a Liquid Fire, but then you get hooked, your push stops immediately. Palos, he's ready to jump in. Does have that Blink Dagger, but he's underneath the Hawk vision at the moment.
Asked to see absolutely everything. Execration just trying to hold that right-hand side of the tree line. They'll have to move out across the map to get any additional farm for themselves, but it feels like they want to fight. They know how important that next Roshan's going to be. Don't want to be handing that to a Slark or a Storm. You really do want it in the hands of Paulos's Pudge right now. And he's getting pretty powerful, Paulos. Picks up a Kaya, so lots of magic damage. With the double blink threat, of course, can jump onto a target and blow them up. And that's what they're going to do with the Weaver now. Blink Lasso into just destruction.
Buyback, use time lapse. Let's see.
He might have to, because XWI has jumped on in. They're going to go for the pick off on Tino. Visage gone. Now the Slark aiming for Paulos. Force staffed away by his teammate, while Carlo chucks the Eclipse at them, but they've got the safety of the Ball Lightning and the Shadow Dance. XWI, very low HP, balls away, but the hook, blink forward, Paulo secures it, but look at Baboka. He came back into the fight, and he's pummeling them with a Desolator. The minus armor from Aster. Paulos has to BKB TP home, but he doesn't make it. He's dead, and Bob's Batrider, oh, he's in some bloody trouble now. BKB TP from him from the high ground, but Aster are sprinting towards your base now.
It looked good because you jumped Weaver, who's like does have a lot of net worth, but you used Lasso. I'm not sure if you can afford to use it. And Boboka does exactly what I said, buys back, comes back into a fight, picks up a couple of Deso charges, and now 40 seconds without Pudge, who doesn't even have buyback, so they're gonna lose this set of barracks.
Nothing to stop them. Ancient Granite Golem there, tanking up Monet. The Swarm, very annoying. Tino and Carlo have to deal with the bugs. And the Desolator showing how impactful it can be against buildings. Shanks went for an attempt to jump in, pops and hops back out. Aster just going back into their safe place. Enemy high ground triangle.
There was an interview with Aster that we did during the DPC about the importance of the gem. We asked them, like, because they do buy it relatively early on, and now the smoke.
Yeah, Tino.
Take it.
Every time they see Tino, they see Visage, they jump and they kill. He's got buyback, but I don't know what good it's going to do. Bob on the run again with no BKB, but he does slip away. Even the Jakiro buying a Blink Dagger now. Pichu wanting to position himself in these team fights. As Batrider still gets caught by the freaking Weaver, but Boka's Weaver just comes back for him.
He bought the book for himself. Book Boka. And now Crystalis, level 18. He got a lot of XP from that one. The rest of the team is going to finish off the Roche. But yeah, Sword Spirit zipping in. So they need some kind of a follow-up. Pichu picks up the Blink Dagger that you said. So he wants to be able to have like another layer of stun after Storm Spirit zips in. Storm, who picked up the shard? They gave it to Beastmaster. So we'll have that dive bomb available.
Hey, because then you got the ability to like Storm zip in or roar, and the follow through from Jakiro is always going to be there. Yeah, you're right with this gem, just making sure Execration have limited to no vision on the map whatsoever.
Look at the levels. Boboka is...
Harlos, he tried to TP, but Slark saw him. Pounces on him. He's going to dismember the Slark, but this is lights out for him. Oh, unless the Batrider lassos up Monet. The hook misses Monet. Invis hiding dead. Aegis claimed up, but they might be able to clean up. Pudge is gone, and Bob blinks away from the double Deso hit from the Weaver, while the rest of the fight brewing up top. Luna gone, and a BKB'd Marcy, roared and stunned. Does get off the unleash, but only for a matter of seconds. Chain disabled out by this Jakiro and Beastmaster. Very nicely done by Aster.
Boboka almost the same level as Monet. Level 20. Monet's level 21. Getting that solo XP 2 times in a row because Monet died, and now he's level 20. About like he wanted to get BKB for a long time. Now he switched things up. He's going for Daedalus.
More damage. Who needs protection? Let's go for another lane of barracks. 30 seconds, no Pudge, no Luna. And the second lane claimed here by Aster. I could think about going tier 4s, but instead the safer route is going to be that third lane up top. Let's see what Bob and Tino can do, because XWI zipping in. Batrider opts not to jump. They got the Vortex on the Visage. XWI and Monet poking a little bit. And a Shadow Dance expended by the Slark as he gets bashes and hits onto the Tino Visage. Gargoyle form enabled, but Batrider dead and forced to buy back. Tino will come back it up, but he's facing off against Little Fish Boy. Sliced and diced, and Pudge in the middle of 4 heroes disappears. I don't know what Bob can do. He can lasso the storm, drag him back towards Fountain, but the ice path blocks the way. You shall not pass, and down they go. Execration tap out as Aster take the 2-0 victory.
This was very clean from Aster in the second game.
No!
Did he die in the
Fountain.
end?
Yeah, he died to
He
Fountain.
did. Oh, dead for 100 seconds. It was very one-sided, this second game. The first blood going to Monet.